where she can go.
Live from the virtual Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. It's another Monday night, and it is night number 3 for the Knoxville Nationals for Disabled American Veterans and Honor House in Canada. Welcome to the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League Knoxville Nationals, and it's one of my favorite nights of the year when it comes to racing at Knoxville before the finals. That is Hard Knocks. Tonight, we will know the final 4 positions in the starting lineup for the Knoxville Nationals tomorrow evening. But first, though, it is Veterans Race number 2 that could determine a 25th and provisional spot for the A main for the Knoxville Nationals on Tuesday night. Good evening, friends. Marty Sakala here with you alongside John Hine. John will be joining us for most of the coverage tonight you will see here. He'll be alongside me for Veterans Race number 2. John, the past 2 nights we've had of racing at Knoxville have just been off the charts. It's been absolutely incredible, and I think we're going to see it again.
Oh, absolutely. I think tonight will be actually the craziest night that we have as far as the preliminaries go. We've got 4 spots a little later up for grabs. This is, what we say, hard knocks. So there are transfer positions, and there's a lot of big names that in nights 1 and 2 did not make the main show yet. So we're going to have some big names, heavy hitters, and they're going to be going for it here a little bit later on.
Absolutely. 10 drivers are set for Veterans Race number 2. We'll get to them in just a quick moment. But we figured out the top 16 spots for the Knoxville Nationals. We know your front row, especially, though, Jesse Atkinson and Kyle Moonen. It's going to be a fun race tomorrow night.
Oh, absolutely. And putting Kyle on the front row, oh, man, that's a great advantage for that. That guy is fast. But you know what? There's going to be some guys that are going to be knocking his tail tank all night. So start to finish, it's such a strong field that is qualified for this. But, we got a little bit of business here to do first with this veterans race. One of these guys are vying for the 25th spot. So there's a lot on the line for these guys here tonight.
Absolutely. Veterans Race number 2 of 3. Their next Veterans Race after this will be tomorrow night before the final and after the B main. Well, John, I think it's time to introduce the drivers for tonight. You ready?
Yeah, they're all getting into the pits just as we speak to get ready for that. So I'll tell you, it's going to be neat. And I'll tell you the best part about this group here is the reason that we can do what we're doing here. And we owe them all a debt of gratitude and a thank you. So as they roll out, we'll let you guys look at them.
Absolutely. First off, on behalf of Cool Ray and the Coast2Coast Racing League, to all of our veterans out there and those who are currently serving, we say thank you on this fine Veterans Day weekend. Let's meet your field for tonight's Veterans Race number 2. From Luverne, Minnesota, representing the Army and Army National Guard, driving for Spartan Racing in the Ripka Designs VMR Wraps number 125, Lance Ripka. Ripka in number 125. From Lexington Park, Maryland, representing the new U.S. Navy, driving for BK Machine, V8 Choppers, and Aerodynamics, number 16, that is Benjamin Couch. Next up from Plumbers Lake, representing the U.S. Air Force, driving for the Icon Sim Sports Racing Team, in the number 22, it's Joe Halter. From Brewerton, New York, representing the United States Marine Corps, driving for the Can-Am Racing Team, as well as Malcolm Mills Riding, Galen's Popcorn, and Epsilon Sprint Wraps in the number 513. That's Jeff Barker. From Kansas City, Missouri, driving for the U.S. Air Force, teamed up with the Can-Am Racing Team, Malcolm's Mills Riding, Galen's Popcorn, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, number 7, Bob DeGood. From Clarence, Iowa, representing the U.S. Army in the Steve's Golf Repair, number 789, Cale Bixler. From Stroudsburg, representing the U.S. Air Force in the A&J Custom Creations, number 87, Andy Patton. From Tip City, Ohio, representing the U.S. Air Force National Guard, driving for Vanderpool Racing, Vanderpool Construction, AAA Designs, and Speed Shop 51 in the 051, Patrick Spangler. From Weeping Water, Nebraska, representing the U.S. Air Force, driving for TRT Racing, Betty Haynes, BakeYourMarkFrozen.com, Be the Light Thrift and Gift in the 27, Bradley Wright. And those are the drivers that will be taking part tonight. Couple of drivers we should also give shout-outs to. From Grove City, Pennsylvania, racing for Uber Racing Products, the Boot Box, Tractor Supply, and Uber Racing Products. And the number 19, that is Alec Uber. From St. Eugene, Oregon, representing the United States Air Force, driving for Spartan Racing, SBGC 3D Printing, and VMR Reps. And the 17 is Daniel Blau. And from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, representing the Canadian Army, driving for Stephen Goldner Racing and RK Automotive in the 97, that is Kyle Goldner. So those are our veterans, a part of the Coast to Coast Racing League and the Knoxville Nationals. And once again, on behalf of all of us at the Coast to Coast Racing League, to all those currently serving and those who have served, we thank you for your service in the United States and Canada and all around the world. On behalf of you, thanks to you, you do not make this possible. Field is in as we get ready to go green for 25 laps around Knoxville for Veterans Race number 2. And it should be a good one. John, we get ready to go green. Who are you expecting to be front runners for tonight?
Well, first guy I would have to say would be Lance Ripka, the 125. I think in the qualifier last night, I think he finished 4th or 5th. He had an outstanding run. But there's some other guys in here that are always quick. Joe Halter, I think, is already in. He had a great run on Monday night. Jeffrey Barker, one of our first Renegades champion, he's in here. So, and not to take away from anything else, but, the Patrick Spanglers, Cal Bixlers, any one of these guys can make it happen here tonight. And I look forward to a really good race.
Same here. Should mention as well, for those watching in the chat, let us know who you're rooting for in Veterans Race number 2. And if you also have a family or friend that is serving in the military or has served, give them a shout out in chat, and we will put it on the broadcast. Here we go for Veterans Race number 2 in the Knoxville Nationals. Let's give you the starting lineup. On the front row is Lance Ripka in the 125 and Joe Halter in the 22. Row number 2 is, Benjamin Couch on the outside of row 1. Row 2, it is Joe Halter and the 5513 of Jeff Barker. Row number 3, Bob D. Good and Cale Bixler next to him. In row 4 is Andy Patton and Patrick Spangler. And in row number 5, by himself, Brad Wright. Those are the 9 veterans that will be starting tonight in Veterans Race number 2. White flag flies on top of the flag stand. 1 lap to go.
And I think you're going to see a lot of competing agendas here, too, because these guys are racing for a points, kind of a mini series to grab that final spot. So it's just not for what you're going to finish tonight. So if one of these guys feel like they're doing pretty good in points, their risk management's going to come into, maybe some of the decision making they have to make behind the wheel. Guys that aren't doing all that well in points and need them, hey, man, it's time to go. So it should be really fun to watch this.
Absolutely. We're going to go silent here on the first lap for all the veterans out there and for all the men and women serving in the military at the moment. Lance Ripka, Benjamin Couch make up the front row. The iRacing pace truck is in pit road for 25 laps around Knoxville. We're green. Let's get it on. Lance Ripka is pulled away instantly as lap 1 is in the books. Joe Halter second, Benjamin Couch third. Good battle for fourth as Patrick Spangler and Jeff Barker. Spangler at the edge on the outside in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Jeff is trying to make that inside work there. It'll be interesting to see if he can get it done down there. Last night, the high side was kind of the place to be. Different night though, different a little bit, maybe a little bit different weather. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
Last night it was crazy. The high side could work, even the low side could work, depending on your setup. Here is Benjamin Couch up on the outside. That's actually Spangler on the inside of Couch in a battle for position. Spangler thinking about putting the slide job up, not just yet. Still falling back in fourth position. Couch a little bit of a lag for a moment. Spangler actually just ran the fastest lap a moment ago at a 16.03, so he starts to make his way up. Currently into third now at the line, up 5 positions from 8th to 3rd, now back to 4th off 2.
Yeah, he really made that turn right that they're in right now. 3 and 4 work last night, or last corner on the bottom. Now he moves back up, gets in the line here. Let's see if he goes back to that bottom to try to get around and get himself up to 3rd.
Patient early on here. Here comes Andy Patton in that number 87 Air Force machine. Thinking about the inside, but stays right there tucked behind the number 16 and slams the door on Patton. They cross over as Spangler tries to set up a run on the inside of Couch for P3.
Well, he really hooks that corner really good. And the same thing there. He's keeping those left sides in that tack for the most part. Slides up a little bit, and that's going to give Andy Patton 4th spot.
All the way back to 5th position and just lost about a quarter of a second. Now Patton all over the wing of Benjamin Couch in the battle for 3rd position. And now Bob DeGood up on the outside of Patrick Spangler for 5th position. That move really cost Spangler big time, John.
Yes, it did. You know, like I said, last night when the track was about in the state, up top is where you had to be. But he was doing a really good job keeping it low, but it just wasn't fast. But now you see Ben Couch trying to almost take that same line Patrick Spangler did to try to get around to Andy Patton.
Couch trying that bottom. He may be better on the inside. And guess what? 3rd and 4th have closed in on Joe Halter in the number 22. This is a battle that Lance Ripka is liking seeing behind him because he doesn't have to deal with that. Already up by a second on 2nd spot. Lap 11 goes up on the board. Excuse me, lap 10.
Yeah, Lance is kind of checked out, but boy, we got a great battle for 2nd here.
Patton's thinking about trying that inside, right on board with him in the number 87. Let's take a look at the dashboard. 115 miles an hour, the exit velocity, all the way up to 130 entering turn number 1. Extremely crazy speeds around Knoxville. Patton's got to run, pulls up inside on Halter. Does he pull the slide job here? Yes, he does. Andy Patton up to P2 from 7th to the runner-up spot.
That was a textbook slide job. It's going to be real interesting to see now if Andy can run down Lance Ripka for that lead.
And Halter catches the wall, does a little bit of a wheelie, opens the door for Couch to try and take away P3. Halfway home here at Knoxville Veterans Race number 2. Inside, though, is Patrick Spangler looking on Jeff Barker. That's the battle for 6. Spangler continues to fade, and Barker still has a run there up on the top shelf on that cushion. I think Spangler may be catching that berm on and off, which is why he may be losing some speed here, John.
Yeah, it's really easy to do, too, because from the cockpit, when you enter the corner, sometimes that berm is really hard to pinpoint where it is and where the flat where you need to be is. So, you know, it's kind of almost like running the cushion. You know, you got your risk-reward running the bottom.
Spangler holding command and keeping the 6th position. Remember, this track is not as rubbered. It's how you'll see in the Hard Knocks feature tonight because there's not the heats, there's not the time trials, there's not the warm-ups. All the drivers had was hot laps, and that's it. Then they lined up right from the get-go.
Yeah, I expect the track to be a little more worn in by feature time for the Hard Knocks race. But you're still going to have heat races and everything else, and anybody that's in that could be watching these cars right now, you know, and making plans for B main. You know, you could be looking at maybe what, you know, if you've got friends that are in here, you can ask them what gears they ran. It looks like Patrick Spangler could probably be geared wrong, is why he's probably struggling, because I fully expected him to be up front. So there's a lot of things to be learned just by watching this right now.
7 laps to go. Benjamin Couch all over Joe Halter in the battle for 3rd position. Half a car length separates them. Couch thinks about pulling up down to the inside. There he goes, makes a run. They tangle. Around goes Halter. Yellow lights are on for the first time tonight.
That's a tough break for Joe Halter there. It looked like Couch just got a little bit into that slick, and the car just took off on him and up and just right-reared Joe.
Rough break for Halter. Let's look at the Velocity Race Design replay for the first time tonight. That's off of turn number 2. It was just Couch trying to run on the inside and just got way tight. May have even caught the berm and into the 22. Let's ride on board from the rear end. Somebody else got into him. I'm not sure who it was. For me, that's from our roll bar camera. Here's the rear end. We'll see if we can see who got into Halter there on the second occasion. Ah, I think that was Barker that got into him as we've lost our camera shot. Apologies for that. So that will take him out of Veterans Race number 2 and lose a lot of points in case Halter is in a situation where he may need a potential provisional.
Yeah,
9 in the top 16. Oh, no, excuse me. He's good. He's 9th.
Yeah,
in points,
he's in,
so
I think. Yep,
he's in
yep,
regardless, so yeah. Halter is in. He starts 9th tomorrow night. Was looking at the points incorrectly. Your top 16 are Jesse Atkinson, Kyle Moonen, Austin Stern, Lane Snook, Steven Spees, Chase Wolf, Jack Clevenger, Brandon Templeton, Joe Halter, Ross Carina, Stephen Goldner, Andy Patton, Kevin Fry, Brandon Dittmer, John Short, and Josh Whiteman. More on that later on. Coming to 6 laps to go, Lance Ripka leads Andy Patton, Benjamin Couch, Bob D. Good, and Patrick Spangler. That's your top 5. Ripka fires immediately. We're back to green.
Lance got a good jump there and able to stretch it out to 2 or 3 car lengths by the time they got to turn 1. But Andy Patton is a lot closer than what he's been in the entire race. So let's see what he's got for Lance here the last few laps.
Patrick Spangler with the best fire of all the drivers. Got by Bob D. Good for position number 4. 5 laps to go. He's trying to make a run on Benjamin Couch inside for 3rd position. Halter comes back on the track using the berm in 1 and 2. And Spangler is there on Couch for P3.
Yeah, now though it looks like he's struggling a little bit to keep it right on the bottom, kind of hitting that berm a little bit. That's tough. But now Couch kind of went down. It looked like he was going to try to take his lane from him a little bit. But here they go again, and Patrick's getting a great run off turn 2.
Spangler's momentum has come back onto him, but it's a 1 second difference between 2nd and 3rd. Andy Patton, is he out of fuel with 3 laps to go? I think he is.
That's exactly what that looked like. A tough break for Andy.
That is something you do not want to see at all. Andy Patton is out of fuel. His night in Veterans Race number 2 comes to an end. He's qualified 12th, though, for the Knoxville Nationals tomorrow night. Lance Ripka leads, though, with under a lap and a half to go in turns 3 and 4. 7/10 of a second lead on Patrick Spangler. As Spangler still tries the low groove, let's see what he can close in on. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Ripka using the low line to cut off Spangler's line. Spangler, quickest lap of the day, though, at a 15:89, but not going to have enough time to catch up to Patrick Spangler. Excuse me, Lance Ripka off of turn 4. Ripka takes the win in Veterans Race number 2.
Boy, a lot happened in that short period of time, didn't it?
Spangler 2nd, Couch 3rd, Barker 4th, and Bob D. Good is the top 5. Race is official, and the heartbreak of the night goes to Andy Patton, running in 2nd position. But Ripka gets it done.
Yeah, Lance, like I said earlier, he had a great run last night in the qualifier. So he's sitting, you know, finished 4th in that last night. What kept him from getting in the big show is I think he had a little trouble in his qualifying. But if I tell you what, if he's going to run that hard Knox here, and he looks like he's got the car to make some noise in that race here in a little bit.
Absolutely. We're getting your top 3 on in here right now. Let's bring in our 3rd place driver in here, Benjamin Couch. Benjamin finishing in 3rd position. First off, I want to ask just what happened there between you and Joe Halter there that brought out the yellow.
Yeah, man, I'm almost positive that was my fault. I probably drifted up a little bit into him, so, you know, it kind of sucks. I got a 3rd place finish out of that, and definitely not the standards I like to race by, so, you know, if he listens to this, I apologize about that, but, yeah, kind of sucks, but
yeah,
I'll take it.
You had a good car, though, in the long run, that was for sure, and if it maybe stayed green flag, you may have had a chance possibly at getting 2nd position.
Yeah, it felt pretty good around the bottom. There at the end, I kind of moved the wing back a little bit, and it kind of started sticking a little bit more than what I thought it was going to. I was honestly kind of scared of trying the bottom, and I was just hanging out with everybody up top and trying the slider line a little bit, but then I obviously moved to the bottom. I don't know, with like, that last little bit to go, and it worked out, and I kind of kept up, so I'll take it.
How does this help you out as well for later tonight for Hard Knocks?
Um, well, Hard Knocks is 20 laps, so hopefully I can figure out that bottom, a little early on, and try to work that out a little bit early and make it better.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Definitely parents. My dad at BK Machine, V8 Choppers, my aunt and uncle. They've given me a a lot of clothes and motorcycles and stuff like that. They're a great place to go to for that. And yeah,
All right, we'll let you go, Benjamin. Nice run.
I appreciate it, man.
Benjamin Couch, our third place finisher. John, we'll let you take our second place finisher here, Patrick Spangler.
Hey, Patrick, this is John Hine in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear.
Well, man, you had an eventful race to the front, to the back, back to the front. Walk me through your night.
Yeah, I thought I can't read, and I thought tonight's race was 20 laps and tomorrow was 25, so I didn't have enough gas in there. And I realized that as soon as I gridded, we're on the pace lap, so I was like, I can either try to get to the front at the beginning of the race or just ride the bottom and then like half throttle and then try to come back on at the end of the race. So the caution helped me out at the end, and it saved just enough, finish with like 0.2 gallons.
Well, that strategy might help you if you make the show for tomorrow in the 50 laps, because fuel management is going to come into play on that thing. So maybe that might be a good run for you. Well, I tell you, I was surprised. I was trying to figure out if you geared it wrong or what the deal was because usually you don't fall back like that. But now we know. Once you got going there, how did the car feel? And do you think you had something that if you would have had just a few more laps, could you got to Lance?
Yeah, I saw Lance and Andy kept doing the slider line, and I was catching them a lot running the bottom. And my car was just sticking on that little bit of tack in the bottom, and I was getting good runs off the turn. And I think another lap or two, if I would have had enough gas, I might have had Lance, but he got a good restart there.
Well, are you running the Hard Knocks here right after this?
No, I was just running this one tonight.
Gotcha. Well, hey, I tell you what, you looked pretty good there, coming on strong at the end there. And I personally, from what I could see on at least the eyeball test, I think if you would have had a few more, you definitely probably, if you'd at least caught them. I don't know if you passed them, but if you had enough laps, you probably would have. But great show tonight. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Vanderpool Racing, Wright's Photography, and Roger for putting this league on. You guys for broadcasting it. It's a fun league, probably the best one. Best ran one I'm in.
Well, thank you very much, Patrick. That is your second place finisher tonight, Patrick Spangler.
So Patrick Spangler, a second place finish. Let's talk with your race winner, Lance Ripka. Lance, dominating performance. That had to be a lot of fun out there riding by yourself as the fastest car out there.
Well, it's always good when you're out front, so it's always fun when you're up there. I like to get a little bit more competitive, but I saw those boys catching me, so I had to change my lineup a little bit. But they're starting to catch me at the end.
I know though you didn't want that late race yellow to come out though. That's for sure.
No. Once you have a big lead like that, anytime a caution comes out, well, now you don't have any of that room to make a mistake or bobble a little bit here or there because they're going to be right on your heels.
How does this help you out as well for Hard Knocks tonight if you do plan on running that?
Well, I think I did figure a little bit out as far as gearing and stuff like that. I still felt like I was on the struggle bus there when I was running the slider line, but I think I figured a little bit out about it, so we'll give her a shot.
All right. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Boys at Spartan Racing, Ripka Designs, VMR Wraps, SBGC 3D Printing, you for putting on the show, and all the other veterans out there.
All right, sounds good. We'll let you go. Lance, good luck the rest of the night tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Lance Ripka is our winner in Veterans Race number 2. Give you your final results here if we have them. I don't think we are able to get them because the server closed out. So Lance Ripka, the winner. Patrick Spangler, 2nd. Benjamin Couch, 3rd. Jeff Barker, 4th. Bob D. Good, 5th. Brad Wright, 6th. Joe Halter, 7th. Andy Patton, 8th. Keel Bixler 9th, and those are your runners. John, final thoughts on this race before we go to break?
We had a fun race there. I think the next one's going to be even more fun, so I can't wait to get to it.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a commercial break for about 2.5 minutes. When we come back, we will be set to go for Hard Knocks Night tonight. Stay with us right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
The Coast2Coast Racing League would like to thank our generous sponsors who have made this event possible. Cool Ray, Cooling, Heating and Plumbing. Gambler Motorsports. The Can-Am Racing Team. Chip Bangers Racing. World of Sports Podcast. Battle Beaver Gaming. Ripka Designs. ABR Setup Shop. VMR Wraps. Velocity Race Design. Tin Can Wraps for Charity. Slide Job Racing Network. And the Virtual RIP Network. Thank you, sponsors.
While I was lying in an army hospital in Germany, my parents got a letter that said I had 48 hours to live. They even sent this flag to put on my coffin.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury, and when I got home, I fought depression, anxiety, and alcohol, and had nothing to look forward to.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
With DAV's help, my world changed 100%. I was able to build a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
But there are more victories to be won.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Adam Greathouse, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This is my husband, Alex Hussey. Alex was about 2 weeks away from coming home.
I was playing man in foot patrol, and I stopped on the bomb. Lost my legs and my left hand in an explosion.
And he suffered a severe traumatic brain injury.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
There are so many mountains to climb, and we do it together.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
To watch Alex take on this mountain, that's what this is all about.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Alex has conquered this mountain. That's something he won't forget.
With the right support, there are no limits.
Look at that smile! You did it!
But there's more to be done, and more victories to be won.
This has meant so much.
Thank you, DAV.
Alex Hussey, thank you for your service. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We welcome you back to the Knoxville Raceway here in virtual Knoxville, Iowa, as we get set to go for Hard Knocks Night. Before we explain more about Hard Knocks, a couple of things we want to take care of for business. First off, John, we are going to bring in our front row for tomorrow night, our official front row. That is Jesse Atkinson and Kyle Moonen. Gentlemen, thanks for taking some time out for a couple of minutes. You get the night off from driving. Jesse, I'll start off with you. Starting on pole for tomorrow night, that's got to feel really good.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. You know, after last night's qualifying race, I thought to myself, you know, maybe I got a top 10 secured and maybe top 5 if I'm lucky. Then then the points come up, I'm looking through them. Then I realized I got first in points. I was like, wow, that's insane, you know, and I was just looking through all the names that are in the top 16, and I was just like, this could be one competitive race. I'm going to have my work cut out for it.
Absolutely will. Kyle, I know you didn't get the pole. We thought you had it, though, after the broadcast ended, but Hey, you still get a front row spot, though. That's got to feel pretty good starting on second, and you get the outside line.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Plenty of laps, so I'm not too concerned about it. So,
John, you got anything for these two real quick?
You know, guys, what an accomplishment to get this front row with the points and all that. Just, what'd you guys think of the format? I know it was probably an event. I don't know where you guys qualified, but, having the top 8 inverted and whatnot. So how did your nights go? I guess I'll start with you, Kyle.
it didn't go very good, really. I qualified decent. Then I wasn't a big fan of the inverting 8. Probably would have been a little bit better with 4, just causes a cluster, to be honest with you. But either way, we got lucky and still made our way through. So,
well, Jesse, how about you with the 8 invert and make everything kind of crazy and whatnot? And you come out on top there points wise. Can you tell us how you got up there?
Yeah, I qualified 6th. That put me 7th in Heat 2, and I was stuck behind for a couple of laps, and they finally started spinning out and wrecking. I guess I just had a few lucky wreck avoidance, and then I just worked my way up to the front.
Well, hey, congratulations, guys. It's quite an accomplishment. We had a lot of really good guys in here that took a shot at it. You guys came out to be the top 2, so my hat's off to both of you. And good luck tomorrow night.
Yep, thank you.
thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Jesse Atkinson and John Moonen, your front row. Now, as we get set to go here on this fine Monday night to honor America and Canada for Disabled American Veterans in Honor House, those who are able, please rise and remove your hats as we get set for the playing of the Canadian and U.S. national anthems. We get set to go for Hard Knocks here for the Cool-Ray Coast-to-Coast Racing League Knoxville Nationals. This is going to be a fun night tonight to determine who starts in positions 21 through 24. John, why don't you give us an explanation on how the night works tonight for Hard Knocks?
Well, tonight it's going to be almost like what you guys normally do on a Monday night. We're going to have qualifying, then we're going to roll over the heats. But the big difference for our heats, it looks like we're going to invert 8 into the heat again with the top 4, just like what we usually do on Monday. Top 4 will advance to the main show. Once we get to the main show, the top 4 finishers from the main show, they will get spots 21 through 24 in tomorrow night's main event.
Absolutely. Right now, we've got a total of 27 entries, so this should be a fun one. So that means 3 drivers will not make the Hard Knocks feature. They will have to guarantee their way in through the A through B mains, and then we'll get a field of 24. Top 4 will directly make their way into the Knoxville National Finals tomorrow night. Just a couple minutes out from beginning our qualifying session. That's pre-race preview brought to you by our friends at Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Take a look at your speeds at the moment here for practice. Your hot laps, excuse me. It's currently Blake Chapman with the quickest at a 15.258 and a 10th quicker than Steven Fernberg. There are a couple names out here that are surprising names that did not make the top 16. Blake Chapman's up here, Steven Fernberg, Aiden Young, Donovan Ross. Trying to see who else is on here. Oh yeah, most importantly, our buddy Dean Reynolds.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that did not make the cut there with that point system and everything else that went on the last couple of nights. So, hey, that's good for us. That's going to allow these guys to put on a show. And like I said, I think this will be the craziest race out of the 3 nights so far, because this could be go or go home here for a lot of guys.
Absolutely. I'm just glad I'm just glad I'm one that doesn't have to deal with the driving of Knoxville Raceway. It can be a scary place to drive. It can be a nerve-wracking place to drive. Like if you have to drive, and currently right now you're 16th in practice. How's your car feel?
Oh, it feels fine. I came in, they already knocked the good off the track, everything else. So my teammate's up there with a 34, so we have the same setup under the car. So I'm going to be pretty confident we'll get a pretty good, decent qualifying run out of it. And then we'll just go to work from there. But I tell you, it is a fun track. It's much like Eldora. You know, believe it or not, you normally hear this on the NASCAR circles, but you know, you can catch a little draft in these cars going 130 mile an hour and slingshot your way down below them to make passes to you know, really get that little extra edge if you want to slide them. So there's a lot of cool things you can do here, and I tell you, it's fun to drive.
Yeah, absolutely is. Wide open here, especially with a 360 sprint car. So we're definitely looking forward to it. Just under a minute out from practice being concluded here. For those, by the way, that have missed the first 2 nights, our winners in each division in heat race in qualifying night number 1, that belonged to, man, the racing's been so crazy. I keep forgetting who won night number 1 in qualifying. Anyway, set to go. It was Dittmer, I believe it was, that won.
Yeah, and last night was even more crazy with just 1 caution. And
yeah.
You want to talk about nerve-wracking. That was nerve-wracking.
Lane Snook taking the win in qualifying night number 2. The one you got to feel bad for is Austin Stern. If he had, if he won qualifying night number 1, he would have been guaranteed on the pole because of the perfect situation. Well, eventually he would have been on the pole. Qualifying underway, brought to you by our friends at ABR Setup Shop. We are watching Aiden Young in the number 69. Maybe a driver to watch out for as someone who loves the bottom groove of any racetrack. You'll see the times pop up on the left of your screen. We'll follow the driver who is second quick. Aiden Young starts the times off with a 15.6. Dean Reynolds goes second quick at a 15.714. Now he's down to third. Quick time, Bob D. Good at a 15.553. That's a guy who's been very good in qualifying a lot this season, but it hasn't been able to show it in race season. Steven Fernberg, fourth quick, and Blake Chapman to the top of the boards, 15.433. Lance Rifka just won Veterans Race number 2 off the final corner. If he can improve, he was on a pole lap in Sector 2, improves it though to a 15.48. Joe Canellas, fourth quick at a 15.571. Done with his lap. Here comes Terry Landis across the start-finish line, and he is slower, but at a 15.744. Donovan Ross goes up to fifth quick in the number 5 with a 15.587. See if his time pops up on the bottom of your screen. Yellow in the first half of his lap. Second half of the lap, let's see if he goes quicker. He does by 100th of a second, 15.582. Let's go to Preston Cranmer in the number 07, currently 11th quick at a 15.651. Chad Cote up to 7th quick at a 15.614. How he does off of turn number 4 is the question. In the green all around. This is a quicker lap for Chad Cote. Third quick at a 15.489 for the Canadian Chad Cote. And that does it for time trials. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a quick time of 15.433 in the number 20 machine, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Blake Chapman. Blake Chapman in the number 20.
Yeah, and he's one of those names that are surprising that he's in here and not qualified yet. He is a Renegades champion. I do believe he's currently leading the Renegades points. So, and you know, that's our top tier division. So that's the best of the best, and that cat's in here. So I expect him to be tough tonight.
For those wondering where Hein qualified, 11th at a 15.6463. So we're set to go. Our first heat race of the night is brought to you by Battle Beaver. And here is how we line things up. Jeff Barker on the pole position. Next to him is Barry Goldner in row 1. Row 2 is Steven Bixler and Austin Marlett. The third row, Dean Reynolds with some... Oh, I thought for a moment that was his Coast2Coast sponsorship. But no, that is the wing of the next driver, Aiden Young, in the 69. Row 3, Bob DeGood and Blake Chapman. And row 5, Nathan Aldrich and Bill Calder. Don't forget the top 8 all inverted before we take the green flag. So that means the fastest driver to watch closely is Blake Chapman in the number 20 again. This is to set up the best racing of the evening. Drivers all roll off here for 2 pace laps. John, while we're at it, who's your driver to watch out for in heat race number 1?
Well, I think you got to go with Blake Chapman. We just got done talking about him, you know, leading the Renegades points, and of course setting quick time here. He's quick everywhere he goes. He's a smart driver, and he's going to have to use every bit of that speed and his smarts to pick his way up there here and get to a transfer spot. Remember, the top 4 are the ones that transfer, so he currently, when they drop the green flag, isn't even in the A main yet. He's got some work to do.
Absolutely. Top 4 transferred directly to the A main. Winner of the first heat race tonight starts on pole position for Hard Knox. Remember, all Coast2Coast Racing League rules apply. Let us know, by the way, where you were watching from and who you were rooting for Hard Knox tonight. VSZ 420 rooting for number 999 and Austin Marlett, and number 2 of Bob DeGood. Mr. Joy 49 says, let's go. Roots for Cote says, let's go Chad. So here we go, down the back chute into turn number 3. First heat race about to go down. You've got a Goldner on the front row, Barry Goldner in the 36 to the outside of Jeff Barker in the 513. The iRacing pace truck makes his way down into pit road. Barker ready for the green flag in the starter's hands. Green lights are on. And that's a close call there as Barker fired before the green lights came on. We'll see how that portrays to the results as Austin Marlett on the outside on Steven Bixler looks to take away the 3rd position. Bixler back to 4th, but a battle for the lead. Here comes Barry Goldner on the outside of Jeff Barker as Barker leads lap 1.
Yeah, they're neck to neck coming out of turn 2 as they go down the backstretch, but you've got that battle for the transfer spot is heating up there with Bixler, Aiden Young, and look who's in 3rd now.
Blake Chapman, what a wicked fast car. Let's give you the quickest lap. My goodness, Blake Chapman is quicker by 0.4 of a second. Oh, someone loose.
Yeah, Steven Bixler there.
And up on his side.
Yep.
3 laps.
Good news.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's good news. He'll have another shot to come back at it through the B main.
Absolutely. Battle for 3rd on Aiden Young and Jeff Barker. Young takes a peek on the top shelf for Mama hides the cookies. He is up to third for the lead. Blake Chapman inside takes the lead at the start-finish line as we're halfway home. Hit the easy button. Oh, trouble for Dean Reynolds in the 79.
Yeah, that's a product of running these open wheels. You get too close to somebody and lock wheels, bad things happen there. Tough break for Dean Reynolds there.
Jeff Barker currently in fourth position. Let's look at the Velocity Race Designs replay. First, we'll show you what happened with Steven Bixler in car number 175. As you can see, there is some contact with Marlett. There is. He came up on him and pounds the sand barrel. And now let's show you what happened with Dean Reynolds in car number 79. It's going to happen in turn 1 and 2, also with Austin Marlett in the 999. And comes up on Marlett. Marlett goes up on his side and somehow keeps his car going. Holy moly. Final lap, though, underway in heat race number 1. Blake Chapman. Jeff Barker currently has the final transfer spot. No issues there. Chapman takes heat race number 1, and it's on the pole for Hard Knocks tonight.
That automatically is going to make him the car to beat, I think, tonight. What a great run for him.
Barry Goldner, Aiden Young, Jeff Barker round out the transfer spots to tonight's A main. And I expect a text message here from Dean Reynolds in just a moment, because that's Dino. Him and I get together well. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, and here's how they line up. Mike Cranmer and Cale Bixler on the front row. Row 2, Terry Landis and Chris Clute. Row 3, John Hine, who is outside the booth, and Steven Fernberg next to him. Row 4, Joe Canellis and Lance Ripka, and starting in the 9th position is Roger Craig. I would ask John who the driver is to watch out for, but guess who he would say? John Hine is the driver to watch out for. So,
well, just like before, though, we do got the quicker guys behind me. You know, I got Steve Fernberg, who is a Renegades driver there behind me, and, you know, Joe Canellis, who had a quick time. And remember what Lance Ripka, I mean, he's their PA. We just got done seeing what he could do in that veterans race, so I expect him to be tough. We'll see how wide I can make my car and make it difficult for him to get through here.
Casey Dirt Racer tells me to tell you to put fuel in your car.
Yeah, it's in there. So we'll get there. We'll see if we make all laps here. So this should be fun.
All right, good to know. I tell you what I'll do to help you out. I'm going to deafen myself in our broadcast booth so you can.
You're good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Never mind then. Sounds good. 1 lap to go until we get to green for heat race number 2. Winner starts in the 2nd position for tonight's Hard Knocks feature. And again, these heat wins are definitely crucial because remember, top 4 drivers transfer in, and we've got 4 heat races for you tonight. So the wins are definitely critical here for tonight. Mike Cranmer, Cale Bixler, your front row for heat race number 2. The iRacing pace truck pulls into pit road and in the starter's hands. Green flag is out. Cale Bixler with the start on Mike Cranmer. Oh, big crash behind them. Look out. Chris Clute up on his side in turn 1. We'll check the replay in just a moment, but anyway, Cale Bixler with the lead. Mike Cranmer 2nd. Terry Landis is 3rd. John Hines got the transfer spot in 4th position. Battle for 2nd is on. Landis takes a peek downstairs on Mike Cranmer. Can't get it to work. Now here comes that 71 of Hine up on the outside. Nothing there. Landis clips the berm in turn number 3, and he falls back to 4th. Hines up to 3rd. Look at John Hine. Thread the needle in turn 1 and shoves Mike Cranmer out of the way and takes Steven Fernberg with him. Mike Cranmer goes around to the number 70. Up on his side. Hello, B-Main. So Steven Fernberg is in 4th position. Now John Hine is up to 2nd spot. Gets by Terry Landis in car number 71 and has his eyes set on the race leader in Cale Bixler. Lance Ripka, by the way, is in 5th position. He was the quickest of all drivers in time trials and is back in 8th and for the race lead. Hine takes it away on the high side. Bixler tucks back in line down to 2nd position. Fernberg back in 4th spot. Let's go to, we had a couple of wrecks, by the way, that took place, including Ripka, so we'll get to them to you after heat race number 2 concludes. Fernberg in 4th, Landis 3rd, Bixler is 2nd. Still trying to fight back on John Hine. Lance Ripka has fallen his way all the way down to the 6th position. Joe Canellis is in 5th position. It was Canellis that VSC 420 roots for. I confused Canellis with D Good from time to time. White flag is out, 1 lap to go in heat race number 2. John Hine looking to start in 2nd position tonight for Hard Knocks. Off of turn 4, what do you got to say, John?
Yeah, that was a little rough there. I might have to go back and look. I might have to. Well, my old friend Preston Kramer always had told me once, I got to go on an apology tour. I don't know if I did get in anybody there. A little bit sorry. I know that Mike Kramer and I know we touched. I was in the middle doing the best I could to hold it down there in the middle. So, yeah. But we're going to start outside the front row, and hopefully we can maintain one of those top 4 tonight.
Here's Velocity Race Design replay, and Chris Clute and John Hine just simply touched wheels and put Clute on his side. Then this happened behind them with Ripka. Now, we can't control it off of our timing system, so we have to control it from iRacing. Ripka comes down into Canellis and puts Craig up on his side as well. And then we got to go a couple of laps later here. I think it's this in here where he shoves Cranmer out of the way, and then Fernberg just turns him.
Yeah, that one was on me.
So that's what took place in heat race number 2, but we all know our transfer spots is. Here's heat race number 3, brought to you by the World of Sports podcast. Gary Taylor and John Rayner make up the front row. Row number 2 is Brad Wright and G.J. Boydell. Row 3, that is Preston Cranmer and Sean Bowers. Row 4, Donovan Ross and Chad Cote. And starting from position number 9 tonight, that's Jeff Kemper in the 181. So, John, now you go from the helmet to the headset. Who's your driver to watch out for in heat race number 3?
Well, this one here is going to be a tough one. I think we got a lot of guys that are evenly matched, but I'm going to keep my eyes out for Sean Bowers, Preston Cranmer. I think those 2 guys are going to be really quick. But Donovan and Chad Cote, those guys are extremely quick too. So I think anywhere from those 2 rows, I think the Cranmer, Bowers, and Ross Cote, I think those are going to be the 4 guys to really watch here.
We'll see what happens. Remember, top 8 are all inverted. That's why you don't see Jeff Kemper on the pole position. Down the back chute for our 3rd heat race tonight. Winner starts in position number 3. Also critical for Hard Knocks feature. Gary Taylor and John Rayner, the front row. iRacing Pace Truck is in pit road. In the starter's hands, looking, green lights are on. And John Rayner got the best starter of everyone over Gary Taylor. They're 3 wide for position number 3. Taylor off the pace for just a moment. Look at him lose so many positions. Some drivers almost got a part of a big wreck. 3 wide for 3rd position. Preston Cranmer tries the inside. Sean Bowers already up on the top shelf, and he's up to position number 3. From 6th to 3rd, Sean Bowers. Gary Taylor back in 5th position. Brad Wright 6th. Donovan Ross is all the way back in 7th spot, now 8th position. Something's happened. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he got held up in that big cluster on the beginning there and had to lift to not run over some guys. But now he's coming right back, and now on Chad Cote's tank here. And let's see, he's got a few laps here to try to get his way back up there to the top 4.
Cote trying the inside on Brad Wright. Ross will fight it back here for the race lead. Meanwhile, Rayner, Boydell, Bowers, and Cranmer. Top 4 are nose to tail. Cranmer breaks the train, goes to a lower line. Looking for position 3 on Bowers, can't get it to work. Cranmer just ran the fastest lap of the heat at a 16.27. Now Bowers inside on Boydell, takes 2nd, and he wants the 2-for-1 discount at his grocery store. Big slider on Rayner, he takes the lead, but for right now, Rayner tries the crossover halfway home. Rayner wants the lead, Cranmer wants 3rd. Mega slide jumps happening for the top 4.
Boy, they are getting dicey up there. A lot on the line for these 4 guys here. Let's see if they can get there and get to the end here, because it'd be a shame you make a mistake.
Oh, trouble behind them. Gary Taylor, Donovan Ross with a mega crash. Donovan Ross into the infield with the fans.
Yeah, now those top 4, they got to be looking at their relative and know that there's some separation there, so you don't want to do anything too crazy. You're locked into the future right now, but the more guys you pass here is the less guys you got to pass in that main. And now Preston Preston's he's the first guy I've seen make this bottom work. He's making a run at this lead.
Final lap, trying the inside on Sean Bowers, may have clipped the burn, nothing there. Does he try the Hail Mary? Winner starts in position number 3 for Hard Knocks tonight, clips it again, he's not going to get there. Sean Bowers takes heat race number 3. Cranmer, Rayner, Boydell join in on the transfer spots. Oh man, that was the best heat of the night so far, John.
Oh, absolutely. I think if Preston didn't make that small mistake down there in 2 and kind of got up on that berm a little bit, I think he might have been there at the end. But boy, that was a nice job by those guys to come from as far back as they did to get back up there, and they did it cleanly.
So that was actually our third and final heat race of the night. So the heats are concluded as we get to the B main, brought to you by VMR Wraps. Here's how they line up. And we already know the names of 12 drivers that make it in. Top 12 make it into the feature for Hard Knocks tonight. The other 4 go on home, and we'll have to rely tomorrow on the rest of the preliminary features. And here's how they line up. Bob DeGood and Joe Canellis on the front row. Chad Cote and Nathan Aldrich in row 2. Lance Ripka, Jeff Kemper, row 3. Bill Calder, Mike Cranmer, row 4. Rounding off the top 10 is Brad Wright and Austin Marlett. Row 6, Roger Craig and Gary Taylor. Row 7, Dean Reynolds and Christopher Clute. And row 8, Donovan Ross and Steven Bixler. So the entire field is in, and we are just about ready to roll off. We're also going to show you as well mostly who the final transfer spot is if he is in a battle. If not, we'll show you the closest battle on track, especially for the lead. Winner starts in 13th tonight. Tell you about your bottom 4 right now at the moment. Dean Reynolds would start 2nd in the C main. I'll actually get that update here for you in just a moment. But real quick, John, who's your driver to watch out for in the B main?
Boy, there's this is gonna be a tough one too here, because this is the go or go home, and a lot of crazy things guys are going to be doing. Probably a little bit more than what they should, and you know what? Got Chad Cote, who had a disappointing heat. Lance Ripka, looking down the list here. Dean Reynolds is in here. Donovan Ross is in here. I guess personally, I'm going to be rooting for Mike Cranmer to make sure he makes it in after our contact there. But yeah, this is 3 guys are going to go home here, so that's going to be the spot I think I'm going to watch the most, is right around in that area to watch how those guys are racing each other.
Dean Reynolds would start 2nd in the C main. Christopher Clute would start 3rd in the D main. For Donovan Ross, he would start 6th in the B main, and Steve Bixler would start 9th in the E main. Drivers gain cold mud on their tires as we are set to go racing for the B main. Bob DeGood, Joe Canellis, the front row for the B main. Who's in to the Hard Knocks feature tonight, and who will have to rely on tomorrow from E through B to get to A? We're green. Bob DeGood fires first early on Joe Canellis. Canellis looking on the outside. We got a crash already. Bill Calder up on his side in turn 1. He's going to rely on E through B tomorrow. And here for the race lead is Joe Canellis on Bob DeGood. And the number 2 goes to the point early on. And for 3rd inside, Lance Ripka on Nathan Aldrich. Let's go back to 12th position. Currently belongs to Roger Craig. Donovan Ross right behind him. And Donovan, he's got a wicked fast machine tonight.
Yeah, he does, and Roger is hanging on to it right now and running a nice line. He's just got to maybe if he can get up there and get a couple spots and get that cushion. But right now, Donovan is all over the back of that 747 machine.
Donovan just going where Roger's not going. There's the slide job into turn number 3, actually going to keep the bottom here. And Ross takes away 12th position. Now he wants Steve Bixler for position number 11. Imagine if Bixler makes it in to the A main. May not really be able to go to the E main just yet, but if he does get that final transfer spot, would start in last position for tonight's Hard Knocks feature.
Yeah, and I would think if you're in that feature tonight, you've got a shot. Like I said, I expect crazy things to happen, but right now they are Rogers. Dean Reynolds is putting pressure on Roger, and they are closing up on Bixler here for that final spot.
Bixler lost it off of turn 4, had a big slide due to the rubber. Let's see if the Bass Man takes over on the outside. He has the cushion off of turn 2. He's got the power, looking for 12th position. Not just yet. Couple of drivers. Oh, Mike Cranmer. That may be a lag situation on his part.
Yeah, now that's going to move Roger up into that transfer position for right now, and that's going to put Dean Reynolds on the outside looking in. But Dean's running, I think, the preferred line, and he is closing up, back up on that 747 car.
3 laps to go in the B main. Is it the Bassman or is it the leader of Dirt Car Northeast? What's Dino gonna do? Bassman is loose off of 2. Reynolds doesn't capitalize just yet.
No, he kind of got into the back of him, but I think it helped Roger because I think it pushed him out further.
He tries the inside. No, not just yet. Waiting until the last second to make the timing right. Both of them loose off of turn 2. That was a big chance for Dino, but he lost control. Same with Roger. Final lap underway.
Boy, these guys are driving these cars about as hard as they can possibly drive them right now. And here we go. This is for all the marbles this lap.
Reynolds has a run off of 2. Dino versus Roger. Inside is Reynolds. He goes for the slider. Does he have the room on Roger? Final time off of 4. Side by side. Give it to Dino. Dean Reynolds by 2/100ths of a second. Makes it into the feature tonight for Hard Knocks.
Boy, I'm glad they got live timing and scoring because from the naked eye, I could not tell you who was in front of who right there. What a finish.
Let's official timing off of iRacing is just 13/1000ths of a second for 12th position. And we are going to show you how close it was at the line. Dino, you may want to put this as your iRacing profile, man. Right there, that is how close it was at the stripe. Right to the naked eye. How about that finish?
Man, that was exciting. And now hopefully we can live up to that out here when we start for that 8 and get another close finish for you guys.
Absolutely. So, preliminary action for Hard Knocks tonight is in the books. We are going to break for our Ripka Designs intermission. When we come back, it is feature time for Hard Knocks, who will get the final 4 starting positions in the Knoxville Nationals. We'll find out in just a moment.
The Coast2Coast Racing League would like to thank our generous sponsors who have made this event possible. Cool Ray, Cooling, Heating and Plumbing. Gambler Motorsports. The Can-Am Racing Team. Chip Bangers Racing. World of Sports Podcast. Battle Beaver Gaming. Ripka Designs. ABR Setup Shop. VMR Wraps. Velocity Race Design. Tin Can Wraps for Charity. Slide Job Racing Network. And the Virtual RIP Network. Thank you, sponsors.
Yeah, military life can have its challenges, but sometimes veteran life brings more.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My name is Greg Gadsden, 26-year Army veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
DAV helps veterans like me get all the benefits they've earned, and that can be a life changer.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm an entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker.
With the right support, there are no limits.
And I never tire of standing tall.
But there's more to be done, and more victories to be won.
My victory is just being the best that I can be.
Greg Gadsden, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Warm-ups are complete. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast2Coast Racing League, Disabled American Veterans, and Honor House, we thank you for spending your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 24 for tonight's Hard Knocks feature, who will start in positions number 21 through 24. We're about to find out. But first, your starting lineup. Blake Chapman and John Hine on the front row. Row 2, Sean Bowers and Barry Golner. Row 3, Cale Bixler and Preston Cranmer. Row 4, Aiden Young and Terry Landis. Row 5, John Rayner and Jeff Barker. Row 6, Stephen Fernberg and G.J. Boydell. Row 7, Joe Canellis and Chad Cote. Row 8, Bob DeGood and Lance Ripka. Row 9, Nate Aldrich and Jeff Kemper. Row 10, Austin Marla and Donovan Ross. Row 11, Gary Taylor and Brad Wright. And row 12, Stephen Bixler and Dean Reynolds by 13 one-thousandths of a second. I'm sorry, Roger. I know you're watching, but I just had to point that out. That was a fun finish to watch between you two. Drivers are rolling off for 2 pace laps for Hard Knox. Top 4 will start in positions 21 through 24. Chad Cote, by the way, I forgot to mention this in all of this. Excuse me, Joe Canellis in all of this, was your B main winner. Took the win and starts in position number 13. The drivers that finish in the top 4 do not have to rely on E through B to start in the A main tonight.
Yeah, and this track has changed a lot since a lot of us were out here in the heat race. So this first couple laps are going to be pretty interesting. It's all being in a pack. We've got more fuel in the car, which makes them want to turn and, you know, kind of slide out the back. And then top it all off, the track is a lot slicker too to kind of help us, you know, slide these cars around. So this should be really interesting here these first couple laps.
That's John Hines starting in second. Well, race fans, it's time to strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. Chapman and Hine, your front row. Race fans, it is showtime in Knoxville. Off of corner number 2, Blake Chapman with the early lead on John Hines, Sean Bowers, Preston Cranmer, and Barry Golner. Fourth position, Barry Golner immediately takes it away. Lap 1 is in the books, led by Blake Chapman. Side by side for position number 4, Barry Golner, Preston Cranmer. Sean Bowers are part of this battle as well. Terry Landis now dealing with Preston Cranmer for position number 5. Landis already up 3 positions from 8th to 5th position. Landis has 5th spot from Cranmer. Now he tries to look on Barry Golner for 4th. John Hine in second, just set the fastest lap of the heat at a 16.93, and he's looking on the outside of Blake Chapman. Battle for the lead is on between Chapman and Hine. Chapman using the lower groove off of turn 4, takes lap number 3 at the stripe. Keeping that high groove going, nearly puts the right rear Hoosier into the wall, and still going at it after Blake Chapman. Best battle on track. Meanwhile, Barry Golner is 4th. Terry Landis just at the quick time of the day at a 16.93, and all over Golner for position number 4. Right down to the rear bumper. Landis tries the inside, tries to get a better exit. Oh, they make contact! Barry Golner goes around! Terry Landis got into him! No caution, we stay green! And that cost Landis big time, all the way back to position number 8. Preston Cranmer may want to go play the lottery after that. He's up by 1.3 seconds in 4th on Aiden Young in 5th spot. Contact there. Fernberg is loose with Cole Bixler. They are trading paint early on here in the feature for Hard Knox. So Preston Cranmer, by the way, in 4th, 1.5 seconds behind on Sean Bowers in position number 3. But this is some crazy battling going on. These drivers had to let off the gas because of the spin from Barry Golner. A tough break from the 36. Will have to start in likely. Barry Golner will be starting in position number... Trying to find him on here. I don't have him on here. Oh, excuse me, position number 10 in the C main as crazy racing here. 1 in the wall. That's Cale Bixler. Contact with Donovan Ross, and we've got our first yellow light. Holy moly! Cale Bixler just went up to Mars. Oh my goodness, Cale Bixler, Stephen Bixler. That was one of the highest wrecks I have ever seen a car take in iRacing. Yellow flag is out. You could just see that coming 9 laps in as here's the Velocity Racing Designs replay. Cale Bixler tried to come up, then came down on Donovan Ross, and then look at this. Off of I want to say that was off of Steven Bixler. I don't even know. But Cale Bixler just took flight. Let's watch the onboard here. First, the slider. Doesn't work well. Up in the wall he goes. And watch this. I don't even think he knows where he's at right now. So 1 lap to green at the start-finish line. Steven Bixler will start 9th in the E-main tomorrow, so he's right on track instantly. Cale Bixler in pit road will go from 6th in the C-main. As for G.J. Boydell, 4th in the C-main. A lot of cars involved in that one. Donovan Ross brings his car into the pits. Had a car that had potential for the top 4 tonight. So the yellow, not what you wanted if you were Preston Cranmer, because you had a huge lead on Aiden Young, just about 3 seconds, and now that is evaporated. Let's reset the field as we come back to the green flag. Blake Chapman, the race leader. John Hines 2nd. Sean Bowers 3rd. Preston Cranmer 4th. And Aiden Young is in position number 5. Chapman, the control car on this restart. He's taken everyone up to the top shelf, and we're back to green. Goes to the inside. Hines, Bowers, now Aiden Young inside on Preston Cranmer for position number 4. Can't get the drive off of turn 2 compared to the Ayla Outlaw. Young still trying on the bottom of the track. Now here comes Fernberg wanting position number 5. Good exit from Preston Cranmer off the corner. Keeps it top jump, but scraped the wall in 1. Too close for comfort, but look at Preston Cranmer wheeling the wheel on the slick race course. Bowers remaining in position number 3 as Young and Fernberg going toe-to-toe for P5. Young still remaining on the lower line compared to Steven Fernberg as one driver comes back out onto the track. Fernberg thinking about the outside, cuts off Terry Landis for position 6. Now Landis goes down to the bottom of the race course, looking for the top 5 spot. Can't get it. Fernberg outside on Aiden Young for 5th position. Nice move coming from Steven Fernberg off the corner. He is up to 5th. Now wants Preston Cranmer just a second behind the 07. Here comes Landis on the outside. Oh, got into Fernberg. Put the chrome horn on him and put Young into the berm. That was close. So Young, after all that, is back to 7th, and Landis is up in the wall bicycling. We're under caution. Yellow lights are on. It's for Gary Taylor. Up on his side. And the front end is gone from the 34. So because of that, Gary Taylor starts from 6th in the E-main. Remember, all drivers will have quick repairs. You never know what could happen. But that seems the possibility off of turn 2, excuse me. Oh, Taylor loses it. And Reynolds takes flight as well.
That's the one thing about this track with the speeds we go here, man. When something happens, it's usually big.
Absolutely. You missed a crazy rollover from Cale Bixler. Let's watch Dino's onboard. You know what? Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Oh, never mind. It showed it right there. And a quick apologies to those who have motion sickness. Dino, I hope you're not one of them. But here's the gyro cam. Look at that flip. And somehow he keeps it going. So for Dino, we just mentioned it, starts 2nd in the C-main. So set to go back to the green flag. 11 laps to go in Hard Knocks after our second yellow flies. Blake Chapman leads. John Hines 2nd. Sean Bowers 3rd. Preston Cranmer 4th. Now Steven Fernberg is up to 5th. Let's see how he does trying to get that final spot for the Knoxville Nationals. Chapman fires back to green. Hines 3rd. Look at this. 3 wide for position 4. And Fernberg goes in the pass in the grass on the berm, and it's up to P4. Cranmer's back to 5th, and he's in big trouble. But uses the outside. Can he get 4th at the line? No, by a front wing was Fernberg. And now Sean Bowers put into this equation too, right in the 5th position, in the 3rd position, excuse me. But Fernberg, can he slide up in front of the Ayla Outlaw? He cannot. But what a restart for Steven Fernberg. Almost was able to get 3rd on the restart, but could not capture it. And now Fernberg up on the outside. Just got the wall for a moment. Loses some time. Same with Landis. Here comes Young. Up to P6. 8 laps to go at Knoxville for Hard Knocks. Continues to be Blake Chapman. Then John Hine. Sean Bowers and Preston Cranmer. Cranmer thinking about position 3. Well, you know what they say, the more the merrier. Cranmer tried that inside, not working out just yet. Fernberg right there in 5th position, now going on the lower groove compared to the Outlaw. Still Cranmer with 4th, gets the drive off of corner 4. Fernberg still trying that inside, nothing to do. 6 laps left in Hard Knocks. Seems like the groove you want to run is the high side. The low side has a lot of risks. And there you see one of the risks right there. Fernberg losing some time to Terry Landis. Landis currently in 6th position. Good battle behind them for 7th between Aldrich and Young. 5 laps to go at Knoxville. And Fernberg just trying to drive it deep, entering the corners to see what he can pull off. No attempts at the slide job at all. Fernberg still trying to close in. Landis up on the wall. Bicycles in turn 3. So now, if we stay green to the end, it comes down to Cranmer versus Fernberg on who will start last at Hard Knocks tonight. But if you are a driver in the top 4, do you take that risk and start from a B main if you're in the B or C main and qualify your way into a higher spot? That's the risk you take, though, if you try to park your way at the white flag. Still Blake Chapman, 2 to go at the line. Big lead on John Hine, 3.3 seconds, doesn't want to see a yellow. Bowers is 3rd, Cranmer is 4th, and has a 0.3 of a second lead on Fernberg. Fernberg trying the inside, Cranmer bicycling in turn 2. That battle is not over yet for 4th. Fernberg still driving it in. Off of turn 4, White is in the air, 1 lap to go in Hard Knocks for Blake Chapman. Using the low groove all by himself. Meanwhile, for 4th, it's Cranmer versus Fernberg. Fernberg has to send it in for the final time. In 3 and 4, he's got nothing. Blake Chapman takes the checkers, and it's John Hine, Sean Bowers, and Preston Cranmer will start from last in the Knoxville Nationals tomorrow night. But Blake Chapman, your points leader in the Renegades, starts from 21st position. And there you see your official results on your screen. We'll get to them momentarily. So your top 3 pose for a photo, but remember, we are going to talk with our 4th place finisher. John's already in here, so John, how did it feel out there on the track?
I need oxygen. Oh man, I tell you that got really rough up top. You know, and from listening to your call, those guys behind me, man, I'm telling you that had to be a heck of a battle. But the track, you know, it stayed fast, and you looked like a couple lanes because I mean, you know, Chapman there stuck to the bottom and he drove away from me. But I was, you know, just trying to play conservative. You know, being in the top 4 there is like, hey, we got a ticket to the big show, and was just trying to keep it off the wall, manage the gap behind me. But still, it was just nerve-wracking. I kept waiting for that caution to fly, like with 2 to go, and then, you know, basically all hell breaking loose right after that.
Absolutely. So we're going to start by talking with we already talked with Johns because he's in the booth with us. Let's talk with our 4th place finisher, getting the final transfer spot. Well, not really the final transfer spot, but he starts from last in tomorrow night's Knoxville Nationals, Preston Cranmer. Preston, congratulations, you did it the hard knocks way. How were you able to hold off Steven Fernberg, because he was coming?
You know, first off, I wish you had saved me till last. I am completely out of breath. That was a tough one. I riding a lip up there. I was watching Han bouncing around, maintained it straight, but I actually my spotter told me Fernberg was looking low a couple of times. I think we got real close at one point. I don't know if we made contact or not, but I just kind of tried to run my line. I knew I was fast when I could find some grip, so I just kind of tried to pay attention to that because that was about all I could handle at the time.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun race. Give us your expectations for tomorrow night.
You know what? I am just excited to be there. I thought after yesterday I was going to be a whole lot closer to being in, and then I guess my qualifying really ruined that for me. So it's the best part about this format is it's just a little bit unpredictable. But you know, you're going to have tomorrow. I'll push the mid pack hopefully, and you'll have your big guns up front, and Lane and Blake and all them. I'm sure will be challenging for the lead.
Who do you want to
real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Real quick, Preston, if it makes you feel better, I was needing oxygen after that race too. That top got real bumpy.
Yeah, it did. It did. It was quite the workout.
Who do you want to give shout outs tonight, Preston?
I got to give a shout out to all my buddies over at Kreitz Sim Racing, Kreitz Oval Track Parts, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. Make sure you go over to galenspopcorn.com. You can use code CART and get, I believe it's 15% off now of some really, really delicious popcorn. I know it sounds weird to buy popcorn online. I'm a Orville Redenbacher guy, or I used to be, but you guys need to try it. It's really good.
All right, sounds good. Well, Preston, we'll let you go. Nice job tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Preston gets 4th place finish. Let's go to our third place. Our third place finisher. That is, that's you. Sorry, Preston. Let's get him in here. There we go. Our third place finisher tonight is Sean Bowers. Sean, that was a fun one. Walk us through your race, man.
Yeah, I had some tough luck in the qualifier, so I'm happy to come home on one piece tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely it was. High side seemed to be like the place to go. Did you take any risks going to the bottom or not really?
No, tonight I kind of played it safe. I was in a transfer spot, and I was just trying to hit my marks and kind of stay there, and I didn't really want to go to the bottom and, mess up my momentum or have a mistake, and I was just comfortable where I was at, and I'm just happy to go to the race tomorrow.
Yeah, what are your expectations for tomorrow night?
I don't know. We're starting pretty deep in the field, so, I guess if we come home with the top 10, I guess we should be all right.
All right. Who do you want to give shouts to tonight?
I got to give a shout out to all the guys at Apex Auto Glass and Tinting, ABR Setup Shop, Mazda's Transport, 2-1 Designs, and Kevin Fry for giving me a good spot.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll let you go. There, Sean. Nice job. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, now it is time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with our race winner. And we shouldn't just call him our race winner. We should call him the Dominator tonight. Blake Chapman with the win, leading all 25 laps. Blake, congratulations. Once again, how fast was that car?
Man, the car felt great tonight, Marty, as you could see on the broadcast. Quick time coming out, dominating the heat. And I figured I was going to be digging and clawing on the bottom because I love running the bottom at this track. Yeah, if I get into rhythm, I can just plant that left front right by the berm and just go. And the car felt great. And I'm happy to see top 4. All the guys deserved it. I've raced with them all. They're really fast guys. So I had some tough luck in the qualifier, but super stoked to get a spot in the A-main.
Absolutely. You were fast all day. I mean, you came from, of course, 8th position. Of course, you won your time trial. Came from 8th, and it didn't even take you halfway through to take the race lead.
Yeah, that's how tuned up I had the car tonight, Marty. Sometimes you're just on. It was my day.
Excuse me there for just a moment. Tomorrow night, what are you expecting? Starting in 21st position, and do you think with how fast your car is, may you have anything for the leaders? Because this is a long one, 50 laps.
Yeah, I think 50 laps, Marty. I think everybody's got a shot at this thing. you know, people are going to be conserving fuel. Who's going to save enough? Who's not going to save enough? It's going to be fun for sure. Can't wait to run it.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight, man?
My team, Wide Open Motorsports, our sponsors, BB7 Setups, Giddings Mobile Repair, and Stevenson Family Performance. I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching this and all the support. And I got to thank you for putting this on, Marty.
All right, sounds good. Blake, we'll let you go. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
So, Blake Chapman in Victory Lane. Let's give you as well our Tin Can Hard Charger Award. Tin Can wraps for charity. That belongs to Nathan Aldrich from 17th up to 7th position. A nice run for him tonight. Your final results: Blake Chapman with the win, John Hines 2nd, Sean Bowers 3rd, Preston Cranmer 4th, Stephen Fernberg is in 5th, Terry Landis finishes in 6th, 7th Nathan Aldrich, 8th Chad Cote, Bob DeGood 9th, Aiden Young the top 10. There you see 11 through 18, and let's show you the rest of the results here on your screen. A lot of drivers with some couple of tough breaks. I think the biggest one with the tough break, I would say, Barry Goldner in that 36, because he had a top 4 spot early.
Yeah, and he ended up pretty far down the line there. And Barry is he's one of those guys that have really found pace here recently and whatnot. So, but you know what? There's always tomorrow night. I would not be a bit surprised to see him come through tomorrow and make the show.
All righty. Sounds good there. Your final thoughts on the race tonight, or the night tonight?
Well, we had some good racing. Blake Chapman, congratulations to him. He was without a doubt on a different level than the rest of us here tonight. But you know what? We got one more night to go. And, you know, everybody that's watched and whatnot, I would encourage you, even if you're not in the race, you can go to our website, c2crl.com. It has information about this race, but it also has a thing where you can click and you can donate. So we encourage anybody to donate, whether it be $5, $10, $100, whatever the heck you want to do. It goes to both if you're Canadian, we have links to our Canadian charity, and then also our Disabled American Veterans charity. So no matter what side of the border you're on, there's someone there to take your donation and everything else. So we would really appreciate it, you know, if you went out there and you know, spend a couple dollars, and it's all for a good cause. And Marty, thank you for doing all these broadcasts here. Man, you've got us set up, man. What a great race tonight.
Absolutely, it was a fun one. Let's give you your schedule for tomorrow night. Our friends at Virtual Grip Network will be broadcasting the Knoxville Nationals. Excuse me real quick. There we go. The E-Main begins at 7 p.m. Tomorrow night. We'll also have, after our B-Main, our mains go every 15 minutes. The C to B-Main will be every 30 minutes. Our B-Main beginning at 7:45. Then we have our veterans only race taking place at 8:15 p.m. And then at 8:45 p.m. when the session opens up, that is when the Knoxville National Finals take place. So don't miss out on that at 9 p.m. 50 laps around Knoxville to determine the champion, $100. And again, everything going to Disabled American Veterans and Honor House. All entries, by the way, eligible for a $25 gift certificate, VMR wrap, Velocity wrap, Tin Can wrap for charity, and a $30 gift certificate to ABR Setups. Excuse me. And the top 5 and finishers in points will get $100, $50, $25, $15, and $10 respectively. They have the choice of iRacing credits, Amazon gift cards, or donations to veterans. The winner of the Knoxville Nationals final will also win a trophy. Shout out to all of our sponsors, and without them, none of this is possible. Cool Ray, Gambler Motorsports, VMR Wraps, ABR Setup Shop, Battle Beaver, Velocity Race Design, Can-Am Racing Team, Ripka Designs, and Tin Can Wraps for charity. We wish the best for Virtual Grip Network as they broadcast tomorrow night's Knoxville Nationals tomorrow night, and we welcome them to the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. On behalf of everyone at C2CRL, including Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig, Marty Sakala signing things off. Blake Chapman, John Hines, Sean Bowers, Preston Cranmer start from 21 through 24 tomorrow in the Knoxville Nationals. They did it the hard Knox way. Thank you all for joining us. So long from Knoxville.